Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first training. This is going to be video one. It's going to be the first one you want to watch before moving on. Okay, so I'm going to try and cover everything pretty quick. It's not really that difficult to use. I try to make things as easy as possible. Okay, first of all, I would like to welcome you guys. I am very excited to work with you guys, and I think we're going to put together really strong a team here, and we are going to make lots and lots of money. I ask that you bear with me through the startup process. You know, it's still got quite a bit of things to put in place. However, I have loaded up about 15 or 16 jobs in the system already that are waiting to be filled. They are really good paying jobs. Most of the jobs on that site average between $80,000 to $100,000. We do have some that are a little bit less, but we also have quite a bit more that is a little bit more than that. So I do have some more jobs to load up. Jobs are coming in on a daily basis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in here to the training. Okay, so basically I send you guys a login, okay, and for some reason I'm having trouble with having the password reset. I'm trying to work on that to resolve it, so that way if you guys want to change the password to whatever you want, you're able to go in and hit forgot password and be able to reset that. Okay, but again, without any further delay, let's go ahead here and get started. So when I send you your password, basically you go right here, top right hand corner here on the login, and you tap on the login, and right here you go ahead and you log in. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to log in with a sample that has same access as you guys, so we can see. Okay, put your password in. Okay. And voila, you are logged in. Now, of course, this here was actually on the recruiter.com, but you know, the link that was up here, was already going directly to the recruiter dashboard. Now, typically, you would end up at the home page when you log in. Let me just show you here. So typically when you log in, you end up here at the home page. And if you look up here on the top right hand corner, then it says log out. That lets you know that you're logged in. Okay, if you put a wrong password, it kicks you back to this home page as well. But if you look up here, it still says log in. So once you're logged in, it will change to log out. So that's how you know you already logged into the system. When you tap into recruiters, it brings you to the recruiter page. Okay, as you can see, this is basically just telling you about, you know, our jobs and what we do and stuff like that. And so what you want to do is to tap right here where it says recruiter dashboard. Okay, so once you tap on my pen is not working right. Once you tap on recruiter dashboard, it brings you here to the recruiter dashboard. Okay, now right here up top, it says active jobs. That's pretty much how many jobs that are currently active in the system. Okay, and active candidates, how many resumes are in the system. The resumes right now are being stored in the CRM. However, in the future, I'm trying to find a way that I can work with it to actually have it applicants apply directly into this job. Submitted resumes, this is how many resumes we have submitted right now, and those numbers will change on a daily basis. We try to keep them up to date. And this right here is how much money that is available right now on average in the system to be collected by you guys. Okay, Now, right down here is a fact page. I really would like for everybody to tap on this fact page here and check it out, okay? It answers some of the questions for you. And then if you have any additional questions, you can send them over to me, and I will add those questions to the, to the fact page. So that way, the next person who has that question will be able to have it right there handy. Because this way, if you forgot what the answer was, you can just go into the fact page and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, that answers my questions, okay? Now, right here is the CRM. Until you have access to the CRM, which you will receive an invitation to join Kainka on Bittrex 24. Until you have that access, you're gonna get that. Basically, you're gonna get that invitation, and then you create your password and stuff, and you go log right in. Once you're logged into it, and you go here, you tap on the CRM here, it will open up Bittrex 24 and brings you right into your CRM, so that you can submit candidates and collaborate with each other and collaborate with me as well. Okay. I'm actually going to go into the Bittrex 24 so that I can actually show you guys how that works as well. And then the dashboard, basically, whenever you move out of venture into the rest of the website, you tap on that dashboard there, brings you right back in here. And I'm also working on the training. So you're gonna have a link for trainings here. And as I come up with more and more resources for the recruiters, they're all gonna be listed here in this menu, okay? So you have everything there that you need when you're working on the website, okay? Now, excuse me. On the menu as well, oh, sorry about that, and okay, here we go. So on the menu right here, if you noticed right here, actually I'll show you that afterwards. So right here you have your control panel, okay? Now you're logged in here as an employer, okay, which means you can go ahead, go in here if you do have a job, you can add job, okay? So just like those jobs that show below, that are showing below, you can actually go ahead and add your own job here, okay? And when you finish adding it, you hit submit, okay? You hit save jobs, and it will save it into the system as well. Now, other recruiters will be able to see those jobs, and if they have a matching candidate, they can go ahead and submit those candidate, and we fill those jobs, and they get paid, and you get paid. Vice versa, somebody else uploads a job, and you see it, you have a matching candidate, and that's how we network with each other, folks. It allows the employers to be able to get their positions filled faster, and it allows you to get paid faster, because imagine you post a job there that could take you a month or 2 months to find somebody to fill it, but it could be filled within a week because somebody else has a matching candidate already in the database. Now, if you ask me, half of something is better than a whole of nothing, okay? Now, if you have a job and you have a candidate to fill it as well, that's what is called the full cycle recruiting. We're gonna go back here to the control panel again. Okay. Before you're able to post a job, you want to create a company, okay? So add company. See what's right here says add company. Now, if you are a recruiting agency, okay, who is networking with us, you can add your company there, and then you can give access to the rest of your recruiters. And they are able to go in and post jobs and stuff, and it comes out under the name of the company. Now, once you add the company, then you can go here and see my companies. Down here, this is where the jobs are. The jobs are about 15 jobs per page. So right here, you're gonna see most of the top jobs, okay? And then when you get down here, If it's more than 15 jobs, there'll be page 2, page 3, and so on, and so forth. Now, brings us back to what I was actually going to say, which is if you look right here, see this little magnifying glass right here? This is your search, okay? So if you tap on this here, okay, a search box pops up, and in here you can actually search by keyword, you can search by job number, you can search by job title, by industry, category, or job types, okay? And then you hit search and the jobs pop up. So say, for example, if you only want to target healthcare, you can just go and do the category search by healthcare, and all the healthcare jobs will pop up that are in the system. Now, also, I just wanted to go over this here real quick. Jobs. Now, once you click on the job, okay, now you have job title here, and then your job page opens, okay? Right here you have your job title here, okay? And over here you can jump to different sections of the job. For example, you can jump to job status. Hold on a second. Jump to job status, as you can see right here. This is very, very important right here, folks. You always want to look at the job status before you start working on it. You want this here to say sourcing, okay? Sourcing means that they are currently accepting application. Now, sometimes employers might switch the job to interviewing. At that point, they are no longer accepting applications. However, if you have applications, you can put a reminder on there or something, because once they go into interviews, and sometimes they might even go all the way up to final interview, all the way up to job offered, and then the person that they are interviewing decides not to accept the job, and guess what? That job goes back into the market. They go back to accepting applications. Okay, so if you have somebody that qualifies for a certain job, until that job actually says closed and they already hired somebody, keep those people in mind. Okay, put some kind of reminder or something on it, attach some note to it or something where it can remind you. So that you see that job coming back into the market, you could be the first one to send those newly qualified candidates that you had sourced for the job. Now, again, sourcing a candidate, folks, is never, ever a waste of time, okay? Because that's how you create your pipeline. That's how you build your database, okay? You have these qualified people in your database, and you never know when a new job that is going to match that person is going to come up. So if you post a job on Facebook, you post a job on LinkedIn, whatever method you want to generate your candidates. Any candidates that tells you, yes, I am interested in a job, I am looking, you keep them in your pipeline, okay? Because at any time, job can come in. You can even submit, collaborate with other people on this, so everybody knows that you have a candidate that qualifies and for a certain position, and everybody can be on the lookout for that position. And then they'll send you a message, say, hey, we just got this position. I remember you said that you had a candidate that might qualify for this position. And boom, there would be, then it would be a perfect match right there, okay? Right here, let's see, hold on one second. Come on, okay. All right, so right here you have a map. Now this map here kind of gives you an idea where that job is located. We don't provide detailed information about the jobs. If there is a job that you really need to know the name of the client, you let me know, and we'll determine whether or not we can share that the client name, and it also depends on the contract we have it with the clients. Most of our clients are going to post a job with us, and they don't want to be bombarded by recruiters, so they ask us to keep the name private and send them the applicant, and then they will at that point make themselves known. However, if you do have a client, a candidate that is a perfect match for a job, and this candidate insists in knowing the name of the company, you can share the name of the company with them. However, like I said, I would be wary of it. You can tell them where the job is, where the location is. And if they are perfect match, my suggestion to you is submit their application first before you release the name. Okay? You have to be firm with that. What you don't want is, you don't want a potential $5,000 commission to go to somebody who just decides to not be very nice, and you give them the name of the company, and they say, well, don't send my resume yet, or don't send my information until I know the name of the company. Then you give them the name of the company, they hop on the website and submit the resume. Now the company owns them, and when you send their information, the company says, well, we already have this person, and you lose on that commission. Okay? So, but this here does give you an idea. So you do have to zoom out, because it's zoomed in, and here we go. So you zoom out, and it typically tells you roughly where the position is. So this is in Wilmington, Connecticut. What is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is, let's say, for example, this here was a job where, I'm sorry, I say Wilmington, Connecticut. I'm not even sure what state that is. I have to zoom out some more. But anyway, back to getting off track here. So let's say, for example, this is a client that said, well, we do not support relocation. Okay, we need somebody to be local, or within, at least within driving distance. Okay, within say within 45-minute driving distance or whatever. Then by zooming out, you are able to see and familiarize yourself with, it looks like New York, by the way. So you'll be able to familiarize yourself with surrounding towns, okay? And be able to say, okay, gee, these are all weird names. But let's say, for example, you can say, okay, this person is from Edgemoor, and I think that's a good distance. And then you can probably do a quick Google search and see what the distance is between Edgemoor to Wilmington, and kind of like correlate it that way, and find, make sure that the person does qualify as far as distance. Now, if you're doing a search on LinkedIn, LinkedIn has functions that you can actually run a search within radius, okay? Within, say, 30 miles radius or 20-mile radius, and it will give you only people within that radius, so that way you know exactly where it is, so then you don't even have to worry about this right here. But it's kind of like a little tool that could be helpful. And this thing is moving. Okay, here we go. So, and then here you have job description. Now, you do want to read the job description very carefully. Specific tasks may include blah, 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 right? So you want to read this, and you definitely want to read qualifications very carefully. Okay, this is usually like the most important part are the qualifications, and then of course the job descriptions is also everything is important. It's just some are a little bit more important than others. Okay. when you see these right here, the following are plus, try to match as many of those as you can. It just brings you up in the list. Okay. Benefits. Okay. So some will just say full. Some will actually give you a breakdown of what they offer for benefits. Again, if you're going to advertise the job on LinkedIn, you definitely want to include all those the benefits. It gives you a lot more applicants. Now, something I want to, let's say, Senior Manager Laboratory Informatics Research IT. This one here is in, this one is in Farmington. This is in Farmington, Connecticut, okay? Farmington, Connecticut. Now, okay, so back to what I was saying, something I wanted to show you. For example, on this job here, as you can see, benefits full, okay? And then right here you have questions, okay, questions from the employer. Should be more space between that though, but anyway. So questions from the employers, okay? This, if you're going to repost this job, okay, so you're going to repost this job on Facebook, on YouTube, on Indeed or LinkedIn, whatever job board. There are thousands of job boards out there, folks, that you can advertise a job for free or for very little money to get some candidates. Now, all the jobs on the site is okay to repost them. However, if you do repost them, when you copy the job to paste, you want to stop here, okay? You do not want to include this right here, questions from the employers, okay? You can put the additional information, okay? Which is basically just says sort of relocation available, but you don't want to add the questions from the employer and okay, and you don't want to add compliance, okay? These don't go, you don't put those in a post, and you don't want to add the special instructions right here, okay? Tells you right here. All resumes must be submitted with a brief summary that outlines the key qualifications required for this position as per the job description. Okay. Please be sure to showcase all the skills and experience relevant to each requirement for this particular job. Okay. This write-up will be forwarded to the client along with the resume. Okay, so it's very important. And so this portion right here is for your eyes only, okay? From where it says employer questions down to here, that's for your eyes only. You don't want to repost that, okay? Very important. Now, the other thing I wanted to emphasize here is every job, okay? This right here is the brief description of the job. So when you look at this right here, it kind of gives you a synopsis of what the job is and what it pays and stuff like that. Okay, so for example, this job is in the category of IT, okay, information technology, and then industry is pharmaceutical, placement fee, right here, 6%, okay, of salary, okay, 6% of first year salary. First year salary is range from 125,000 to 150,000. Now, you need to understand that the range is based on experience. So say for example, a company that says, okay, we want somebody with between 2 to 5 years of experience. If you get them somebody with 2 years experience, most likely they're going to be more towards the 125 per year. If you get them somebody with 5 years of experience and also meets all the other criteria, most likely they're going to be more towards the 150K. Now remember, the more they get paid, the more you get paid because you're making a percentage of that, okay? All right, so 6% of 100,000 would be $6,000. But if 6% of 150,000, then you're gonna be making about 9 grand, okay? So, with that said, you want to look for somebody that has the best qualification because you want to get them more towards the 150K. It depends on what you're looking at. Right here, I'm actually conducting this training on an iPad, so the screen is smaller, so it's kind of contracted a little bit, so it's not spelling out the whole 150. But if you're looking at this on a computer screen, this is actually stretched out. You can actually see the full information of everything here, okay? Every job, okay, so relocation, no, we'll consider somebody that is willing to relocate on their own. Candidate guarantee, that's very important, folks. Candidate guarantee, that means that we guarantee our clients that our candidate will work for them for at least 90 days. After 90 days, then they are good. Now, if they quit for any reason before 90 days, that is not the fault of the client. You know, let's say, for example, the client hires somebody to develop software, but and then switch them to something that is completely unrelated, then that's not, you know, the candidate quits. That's not the candidate's fault. That's caused by the employer. It's very debatable, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is we give 90-day guarantee. If our candidates leave the company, we have to replace that candidate or we have to refund the money. So with that said, most companies we're not going to pay us for at least 90 days, okay? Again, folks, keep in mind, this is just like real estate. If you start up on real estate, by the time it takes you to find a client, to show them the house until it gets to to a house that they really like, for them to apply for loans, for them to, you know, go through the property inspection, go through, you know, all the paperwork that the banks have to do, and then set up a closing date, you're looking at anywhere between minimum, it's 45 days. And that's like if you're really lucky and you get into the real estate business and you have a client the next day that likes a house that you show them. When I started in real estate, it took me about 2.5 months before I actually found my client, and then 45 days to get paid to close the deal after that and get paid. So it's very similar. But the most important thing of this job is your pipeline. You want to build your pipeline, and once you build your pipeline, it might be a bit of waiting in the beginning, but man, once that, you know, those commissions start coming in and you have your pipeline and you're placing people on a regular basis, then you never have to worry about it, because every time one pays out, you have another one in the oven, and like that. Okay, contract with the clients are going to vary. Okay, not every client gets a 90-day guarantee. It might be a 60-day guarantee. It might be a 30-day guarantee. It's all going to depend on your ability. When you get your own contract, it's going to depend on your ability to negotiate. However, every client gets at least 90 days of free replacement. Now, again, and if any of you guys have any issues with closing a client, having a hard time closing a client, I'm here to help, okay? You let me know, hey, I have this client, you know, I'm trying to negotiate with them and I can't seem to close them. I will step in and I will try to help you close it. I'm known to be a pretty good closer. Okay, moving on. Job number. This is probably one of the most important thing right here. Okay, job number. This job number here is how you reference all your jobs. Okay, so when you submit the job, you reference it to the job number. And when you need to go back and search for a job, the easiest way is to actually copy this job number here and then just paste it right in here and hit search, and that job pops right up. Okay, so job number is very important, and I tell you why. You can also search for a job by job title, but job title sometimes you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 of the same job title. For example, software development engineer is software development engineer, and it could be 5 different companies with the same request. So that's why each job is assigned a job number, okay, which is this number right here. Now, when you submit the job, you also want to do the, you also want to right up here, you want to copy the link to the job. So first you want to go into the job, and then you tap here, copy the link of the job, and you want to attach it to your submission, okay? So you attach the job number and you attach the job page, okay? So that way there's no mistake about it. And so basically, like I said, it gives you, a bit of description here. So you can actually just take a quick look at these and you can see, okay, is it a job that you want to work on, is it, or not, or whatever. You are free to work at whatever job that you want. I recommend you work on the niche that best fits you, which means, if you have medical background, you probably want to place most of the healthcare positions. If you have background in IT, you might want to place most of the, information technology candidates positions. However, that's not to say that you can't be a jack of all trade. Okay, you can. If you have somebody that qualifies for, say, a nurse position, and you feel comfortable enough with reading that job description and matching that candidate with that job, and be able to call up that candidate and have an intelligent conversation about that position with that candidate, then by all means, hey, I don't want to take money out of your pocket, the more you can do, the better for you, and the better for all of us, quite frankly. Okay? So now, let me see here if there is anything else that I wanted to go over. This thing here keeps moving because I keep forgetting to tap on it to select it. I apologize for that. This is actually a new training software here that I'm still trying to familiarize myself with it. It's a really awesome one though. Right, let's just take a quick look here at the fact page, okay? Anyway, so here's the fact page. Again, like I said, there's quite a few questions here answered, and if you have any additional questions, I'd be glad to answer them for you and add them on here as well. So, for example, what is Kainka Talent Acquisition? And it tells you here about what we do, okay? And then there's a little plus sign over here to the right here. Okay, so if you tap on that plus sign, and then it opens the next question, okay? What is our mission? What is our platform? So again, go over this page here, read it. If you have any additional question, submit it. I'm probably gonna add a little box down here that allows you to ask questions as well, okay? And so that way we can keep that dialogue going and keep that those information alive, okay? Okay, folks, so we're gonna go into the CRM now, okay? So, go into CRM here. So when you click on the CRM, I'm gonna show you what happens.